Hey Color Track fans, in today's Hair Color 101, we're going to show you 3 different placements using foil when doing hair color. The 3 different placements that we can use are vertical, diagonal, and horizontal. Each placement will give you a completely different result, and it's important to know how to do all 3 and when to use all 3. For example, diagonal lines are going to create more of a blended effect, so it's ideal to use that when doing dimensional or blonde on blonde color. Whereas a vertical line is going to create more of a beam of color that's ideal for working around the face. We're going to show you how to do all 3, and we're going to give you examples of the completed look when doing all 3. This way you have a great understanding of how to use all 3 techniques, when to use them, how to use them, and of course, what the result will be. So let's get started. The first technique that we're going to show you is using vertical lines. Vertical lines are a great way to apply color that will frame her face. Because using a vertical line will put a beam of color in someone's hair, it's ideal to use that technique around the face. But anytime you want to create more of a stronger beam or strong effective hair color coming down the head, it's ideal to use a vertical line. In this case, we're going to show you, again, to apply the color working around the face and to get that effect of face framing highlights. So let's show you. When working with vertical lines or vertical placement, the goal is to create a line from the roof to the ceiling. So you have a straight line that's moving down from the top of the head to the floor. Notice the way the color falls. It creates a beam of color. When working with this technique, it's ideal to use slices. If choosing to weave over slicing, you will dilute the color and create less of a beam effect. So always remember, when working with vertical lines, it's ideal to slice. Here's a similar effect. Notice the bright color around her face. The next placement we're going to show you is horizontal. Horizontal is ideal for creating a panel of color. What's going to happen when you use a horizontal application is the color is going to come down in a very slight effect, working in a solid sheet of color. So when we work in horizontal lines, we're going to be creating sheets of color which create panels, and is ideal for more of a soft blended effect. I love to use horizontal lines when low lighting or back-to-back horizontal sections to create blocks of color. Let's show you exactly how to apply a horizontal application. When working with horizontal lines, the goal is to take a straight line from left to right. It's ideal to work with a very thin section. Notice the thickness here. Notice that the hair is see-through. When applying the color, it's ideal to work in slices. Weaving will create a softer dimensional effect, and slicing will create more of a panel. Also notice the way that the color is being applied. Slightly angle the brush to create more of a softer fused effect. This is ideal when slicing and doing low lights. Notice a similar effect. The last technique we're going to show you are diagonal lines. Diagonal lines are probably the most versatile when coloring hair with foil. Diagonal lines create more of a spreading effect, which essentially create more of a dimensional, natural effect to the hair color. It's ideal when using blonde on blondes, caramels on blondes, or any soft, subtle contrasting color. But again, it's going to create more of a blended effect, and it's probably the one technique that you use more than anything else. So let's show it to you. When working with diagonal lines, the goal is to create a diagonal line from the roof to the floor. Because the line is diagonal, the color will spread. There will be no definitive point to where the color is falling. When working with diagonal lines, you can choose to use weaving or slicing. It's completely up to you. Just know that weaving will create a much more dimensional look. Here's a similar effect of using diagonal placement. Thank you so much for watching this edition of Hair Color 101. And remember those 3 techniques when applying hair color. Vertical lines will create beamed, strong effects of hair color. Diagonal lines will create subtle, soft, blended effects of hair color. And horizontal lines will create sheets or panels of color. So if you remember those 3 techniques, you'll never go wrong, and you can create various beautiful dimensions and cool colors within your hair coloring techniques. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.